Welcome everyone back to the channel, and Kyle here, and it's Saturday, so you know what that means. It means weekly purchases. The state of the week of what came through the door, what did the mailman brought me, what did I find out in the stores. I roll it all up into one nice ball and present it to you every Saturday. So this is weekly purchases. However, this week, like a lot of weeks, a lot of stuff just through the mailbox, not a lot of stuff found in stores. As we're all under quarantine. I think it's quarantine week 85, 86, maybe 87. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but it's still going strong in the quarantine, at least in my part of the world. We'll get through it, though. We'll get after it. We'll get back in stores hunting hopefully soon. A lot of good stuff coming out, as we know, that we're all on the hunt for. But, one thing I need is a haircut. It's been, once this year I maybe had a haircut back in January. Getting shaggy, getting long. I got a rat tail growing in. I might braid it. I don't know. Something different. We'll see. I've been trying to keep up with the beard a little bit, but I could really use a haircut, like probably a lot of us could use a haircut at this point in time. But anyways, besides all that, hopefully you guys are all doing well. But make sure you're following me on Twitter, at SirPaul64, as I just announced a giveaway of a few figures on there. Once we hit 1,000 subscribers. So finally trying to get after my Twitter a little bit. I've never really done anything like this before. Follow me on there for a figure of the day, store refining reports, just any kind of figure commentary a lot like this. So another destination or something for you guys all to check out is my Twitter. Like I said, at SirPaul64. And that'll have a nice giveaway for everybody to enter. Hopefully one of you guys win. Much more to come on that in the future. But I wanted to talk about this week. I did have to go get some groceries. So I left my house once this week. Work is crazy as it's ever been. 12, 15-hour days. I'm filming this the day after working a 15-hour day in the house on the computer on conference calls and everything. So crazy, crazy day. Weekly purchases make up for it, though, and that's why we go to work, so we can do weekly purchases and stuff like this. But this week, like I said, I did have to go to the grocery store one time to get some food at Target. And if I'm going to the grocery store, there's no way I can't check the toy aisle, especially after being out so long from the game. Very curious to see what was going on out there. So let's roll the clip.
Quarantine hunt. What do we got here? Marvel Legends. Ghost Rider Squirrel Girl. Nothing good. Black Widow Wave, already got all those. Black Widow exclusive on the bottom. Ooh, got some new Black Series. Zori Bliss, Dooku. Oh, look at that. 2 Red Hulks hanging out. Oh, WWE. A little bit of everything. Who we got? Mandy Rose, Kalisto, Jeff Hardy with shirt. Oh, there's Billy Kay. 2 Billy Kays. So we've got a full 4 Foleys. Holy cow. Well stocked right now, as you would imagine. Crazy seeing 2 Red Hulks just chilling. That's all she wrote here.
Well, there you have it, that short clip at Target. Things are bustling out there. It's a whole different world in the figure game right now. Not a lot of activity in the toy aisles, but the stores seem to be filling stuff. I mean, 2 Red Hulks just chilling there. Zori Bliss and Dooku from the Star Wars Black Series wave just hanging out. Some of the Black Widow set just chilling on the shelves with Crossbones. What else was there? Black Widow, the $30 price point deluxe Black Widow figure, and then the wrestling figures. Holy cow. I haven't seen a set that full in a long time. Pretty interesting. 2 Billy Kays hanging out there. That was a pretty hard to find chase one for a while. It looks like that's drying up. Some Elite Series, a whole mix mash of different Elites out there. So there is stuff in the stores. I wouldn't recommend hunting under these conditions. But if you happen to be in your Target buying some groceries, I think it's worth taking a quick check, see if you need anything, pick something up. I have a feeling, once this quarantine lifts, there's going to be a flood of figures out to the shelves. I can only imagine, I'm in a metro, the Des Moines area. metro, which is a little busier, a lot more people for the state of Iowa. I mean, nothing like a Chicago, LA, a New York, or a Houston, but decent activity in the stores. But I can only imagine rural. You know, in my travels for work, I travel an 8-state area. You know, in between Des Moines and Kansas City, there's some rural Walmarts out there. I can only imagine what's sitting in those stores is not a lot of figure hunters in the rural areas down that way. So I think once this is all lifted and once we get it going, there's going to be some good stuff for everybody. We just all got to hold tight, wait till the quarantine's over, buy online if you see some deals, and I'm going to talk about some of those deals very shortly here. So that's it. That's kind of my week-long commentary. Let's get into weekly purchases, and holy cow, it is insane. All right, here we are in weekly purchases. So, banner week, as I said, with a lot of stuff going on, especially the Jax Ruthless Aggression. If you guys have been following me the last few weeks, I'm working on a complete collection, and I made a huge dent in that this week. This could be the biggest Jax Ruthless Aggression loose haul in the history of hauls. I mean, this is absolutely insane, the amount of figures I got this week. But I also got some other stuff. Why don't we just start with Star Wars, the Black Series, Sith Jet Trooper. Say that 10 times fast. But Sith Trooper in red, 106. Picked this guy up at via the mail. That was the only one I was missing from that one set I showed last week. So I was very happy to see that come through the door. Another thing, extra special, my old buddy Waylon Jennings up in Ames, Iowa, came through and found the Winter Soldier. You guys remember last week, this was the only figure of the wave that I was still missing. So got to give it to Waylon, coming up with the big hookup. Some of you guys might have saw Waylon's post out there on the old interwebs over the week, last weekend. Peterson's, a farm and tractor store in Iowa and probably other states too. Huge toy clearance going on. I actually met Waylon right outside of that to pick that up, and I went in there. The retro's all $2.50 for the Angle, Jericho, Sheamus wave. Just insane, blowing stuff out. I actually did pick up a Charlotte Flair Basic while I was there. $2.50. The only problem with this, I ended up already having it, which happens every once in a while. I see it, and I'm like, oh, do I have this? I think I have this, but $2.50, not going to worry about it too much. So I will give this one to my daughters, and if they don't want it for some odd reason, I will use this as a crowd, a person in the crowd. So there's that. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But thank you, Waylon, for the Winter Soldier. This week from Amazon, you can't beat this. Star Wars Imperial Probe Droid. Very excited to get this. I wasn't sure how I'd find this at stores, so I was very happy Amazon came through with this one. I'll put an Amazon link in the bio of this video. So if you guys want to pick this one up, you'll know where to get it. Love the Probe Droid. Now, one I was extremely excited for. GameStop had a big sale this week. Used my $5 off gamer code month deal, whatever it is they call it, you get for being a member. Use that plus the little deal. I played the long game on this one, and I was happy I did. It would be the X-Men Jean Grey Cyclops Wolverine 3-pack. Awesome, awesome 3-pack. Hits you right in the nostalgia feels. I don't know if you guys were like me, a fan of the 90s X-Men cartoon. That's what this is ripped from. Definitely will be doing an unboxing video on this one. This is a piece I've been wanting for a long time, but boy, $60 to $70 is a heck of a lot to pay for that. I was very glad I paid the long game. Got it much, much cheaper. I really recommend that set to everybody. Like I said, I will do an unboxing one on that one, because that is a cool set. How about Survivor Series Referee Davari? Got this on deal this week at a very, very cheap cost. I could not pass up as I need that for the collection. Similar vein in the package, Candice Michelle, Ruthless Aggression Series 26 in the pink robe. Probably her most famous figure, I would say. Picked that up at a cheap cost. Also picked up some Cyber Sundays. How about Matt Hardy's Cyber Sunday? And one of the best Jakks figures of all time, Jeff Hardy face paint Cyber Sunday figure. Love this figure. Totally awesome figure. As some of you guys know, most of you guys know, being an unapologetic lifer for rock and roll like I am, I got the new Metal Church album. on CD, of course. So Metal Church, if you guys know them, you probably got this. If you don't know them, you probably don't. But strongly recommend Metal Church. Can't go wrong there. And then finally, the last for the figures inbox picked up this week. I got these. My wife actually found these for me, which I thank you, Angie, for the hookup. I already had a loose set, but now I have an on-card, unpunched set of Series 2 Masters of the Universe. Rey, Macho, of course. Can't forget the Roman Reigns. And the John Cena. We'll see. It's one of those things where you're not sure if you really want them or not. I needed at least one set open. I said, I'll get another one on cards early. Who knows what they'll, if I'll want them down the line, now's the time to buy them. And if you don't like them, if somehow you change your mind, you can sell them down the line later. So that's my thought process on that one. But holy cow, that's it for the carded figures, like I said. Now it's time to jump into the Ruthless Aggression portion of the show. This is an insane amount, well over 100 figures. Makes my buy a couple of weeks ago look like nothing, but found a deal from a guy. All of these were just off of the card, mint condition, the majority of them, I should say. A lot of them. So heck of a deal. Very happy. They went to a good home, in my home, of course. Working on a display. That's my plans for the rest of the weekend. Hopefully I can get my Jakks room 90% finished. I'm still trying to make some decisions on how to display these totally, but I'll get there and I'll let you guys all know when I get it done. But let's jump into it. Carlito's Way. We'll start it off with some Carlitos. A lot of Carlitos. You got that one there in the orange. Carlito, a great figure. Really love Jax's head scan on where he looks like he's eating the apple. That is an awesome, awesome head scan. A lot of very good toyetic figures here. But like I said, a lot of Carlitos coming through the door this week. There's purple Carlito. How many Carlitos can one man get? Apparently 7 or 8 is probably the rule. Here's the one Carlitos Cabana figure, kind of a hard one to get. Only came in the ring. A very good figure there. And let's jump into, how about, there's one of the Bashams from the Treacherous Trio 3-pack. And now this one threw me for a loop. I don't know, I never knew this existed. Orlando Jordan, Treacherous Trio 3-pack with the Basham. Cool figure, I guess, if you're an Orlando Jordan fan, I don't know. But I did not realize the hair was kind of like the Moss Man, real hair. I never knew they did that on any other figure. Totally surprised me, even when this came out back in the day. I had no idea that existed. But here we are, Orlando Jordan. Probably one of the best Jakks figures as far as originality. Reminds you of that chest hair Shawn Michaels. Well, this is real hair Orlando Jordan. There's the other Basham brother from the 3-pack. The patented Jakks, they like the Nasty Boys. They put them in different outfits. This one's got the jacket. This one doesn't. That way, maybe you'll buy 2 and head swap them so you can have them uniform. They did that with the classic Superstars Nasty Boys, if some of you guys remember back to that. Smart move by Jakks for customizers and people that want that kind of stuff. How about Shawn Michaels? Chris Jericho. And we got a lot. Now, this is probably one of the best Stone Cold figures of all time. I can't remember what set this was. I thought this was the WWE Shop exclusive, but it's not. But a heck of a head scan on this one. Just awesome. I rate this head scan probably better than the Mattels even. It might be sacrilegious to some. Not me. I do love that figure. How about Kofi Kingston? ECW figure back in the day. Pre-New Day, of course. Tyson Tomko, for those that remember him. Mostly known in his figures for his back tattoo. How about Trevor Murdoch? Love the Trevor Murdoch. He's got the little, the Ace of Spades on his tights there. I got to think that's for our boy Lemmy Motorhead. I'm sure Trevor Murdoch, huge Motorhead fan, said, I'm going to put the spade right there on the trunks. I always love the face scan on this one too. The pouting. How about another Stone Cold? Unleash Austin. Very similar to the classic release. The classic release was in shorts in the 2-pack. Lance Cade, Trevor Murdoch's partner. How about the Cade and the Murdoch together, the tag team here? I did get the hat for this one. This is an awesome figure. I love the old school Western print, kind of the nudie suits. If anybody's familiar with the country Western, the Waylon Jennings days, Marty Stewart, Those suits run a heck of a price and are awesome. You know, like the Porter Wagner. If you guys throwing it back, who knew we'd talk Porter Wagner today? But here we are. Ask your grandpa and grandma. They'll tell you all about Porter Wagner. But I do love this Lance Cade figure. Really awesome figure. Keeping it going with a little La Resistance. I believe this Sylvain Grenier. How about Elijah Burke with towel and microphone? That was the thing. The big purchase I did of all those minty ones, they all came with the accessories, which is great. Especially those hats. We all know how hard some of that stuff is to get. You're paying more for a black hat than you are a figure most of the time. Mr. Kennedy. How about Evan Bourne? Evan Airborne. There you go. Referee Shawn Michaels. One of 2 referee Shawn Michaels Jakks made. We got Kane. These Kanes are very hard. There's so many just rare little differences. It could be a different head, a little bit different pattern on the pants. That one's been a hard one to really study my checklist with. Mark Henry, another one. They have this one in gray knee pads, gold knee pads, just variant after variant. A little bit of classic superstars that actually came in a mix, but I'm not mad about it. I already have all the classic superstars in package, as you guys know. But looking at some open ones, this one will fit good. The Vince McMahon fits good in any generation of collections there. Bob Holly. Now this is one I will stick with my new generation shelf with my Mattel Elites. I have Adam Bomb in there, Giant Gonzalez, Harvey Whippleman. Some of the ones that I don't think Mattel will probably make a figure of that fit pretty good in there. How about Batista? Another ring figure. We talked about that Carlito figure earlier being in the ring. This is a ring Batista where he came with his whatever animal ring or whatever you want to call it. John Cena, one of the 100,000 John Cena figures that were made. I don't know how many you need. I guess all of them. Now here's a rare one, and I'm guessing it's Big Daddy V. Came from the Matt Striker 2-pack. Pretty rare. You know, the Mattel line, we're going to get Viscera this summer. We got Mabel, 2 versions of Mabel last summer. I'm hoping next year we get the Big Daddy V. That's a heck of a figure. I always love those big ones. A lot of hate for this big man figure. I know they put like Vader, Abdullah the Butcher, a lot of different guys in this mold. Too big for a lot, like King Kong Bunny and stuff. But it does work for Big Daddy V, if you ask me. Shelton Benjamin. I always like this Shelton Benjamin, like a tracksuit. You know, this screams early 2000s, mid 2000s, that's for sure. How about The Miz and Morrison, Adrenaline 2-pack, one of the later ones. Pretty basic non-ring gear. Luther Reigns, only figure ever from a 2-pack. I'm happy to have him in the collection. William Regal. This is an interesting one. I do like William Regal figures. How about an RVD? There's a lot of RVDs. That's one I got to go down the well of. I have like 4 or 5, but there's probably about 15. So that's one in future weekly purchases you'll see. Matt Striker, ECW Matt Striker figure. Joey Mercury. Another Shawn Michaels. One of a million Shawn Michaels that were made in the Jakks days. How about Billy Kidman? Oh wait, Billy Kidman. Paul London. I take that back. I was looking too fast. How about Colin Delaney? A pretty rare one. One a lot of people look for. A great jobber figure. I always say the Ellsworth figure in Mattel is very similar to the Colin Delaney figure of Jakks. They're kind of each other's equal. Jobbers, little guys that kind of got a figure and pushed a little bit. Booker T. And Booker T. A 2 for Booker T. How about Umaga? Very toyetic figure. Could use a new Mattel Umaga. I think they could update that one really good. How about Test? I believe this is the last Test figure that was ever released. MVP, another guy with some great designs on his figures. Red there. Now Billy Kidman. Sorry. I knew there was Billy Kidman in here. Paul Heyman. Also got the hat with this one. Gotta have the hat. There it is. Put it on there. You know that hat, I hate it. It runs like $10. I need about 4 of them. So, hey, if anybody wants to send me a free hat, a Jakks hat, I need a couple of knee pads, a couple of elbow pads, I'll get them eventually. But sometimes you can't pass up a figure even though they're missing it, and you can get some of those in some lots down the line. Taz, Classic Superstar, another one that came in a lot. Not a huge fan of this Taz, but I like the ringside exclusive version. I would love to have that one open. I do have it mint on card. How about a Charlie Haas, a little rare Charlie Haas from the WrestleMania series Jakks made. And then Charlie Haas updated right at the end of his WWE run with beard. CM Punk. Some of you guys might remember this CM Punk as Hot Garbage of the Week last week. This week, he is good. The Hot Garbage one gone. How about Tatanka? They also have a Classic Superstars Tatanka, but this was pretty cool. When Tatanka came back for that short run, it was nice to get him back in the line. Something you don't see every day. Some of those legends like that. Road Warrior Animal's another one they put back in the line. Daivari. We showed the referee Daivari earlier. Here's one there. There's also a suited Daivari, as a lot of you guys know. The best dressed guy in all of Jakks Land, Batista. There's a ton of Batista figures in different suits, different color patterns. Boy, they love dressing Big Dave Batista in some suits. How about Randy Orton? One of the better head scans at the end. As a lot of you guys have talked about in the weekly purchases, I absolutely hate that the second Randy Orton head scan. One of the worst head scans ever. So another Randy Orton. Armando Estrada, Umaga's manager, as you guys remember. Got the hat right there. Boom. Look at that. Looking dapper. Dapper. Another Shawn Michaels. We'll have a lot of the Shawns this week and other weeks, that's for sure. William Regal, WrestleMania 21. You know, they made a lot of these figures. Just slap a WrestleMania 21 shirt on it and we'll sell it. That's what they said. Chris Benoit. Quite a few Benoits. Always pricey. Drives me absolutely insane. Some of you guys know Benoit was my favorite at the time. My favorite active wrestler at the time. Did his deed and all that stuff on my birthday of all days. Very disappointing. Benoit figures are very hard to find for whatever reason. I think people threw them away. Whatever. And also a lot of people have popped the heads off, used them as customs, rendering the whole figures useless and garbage. So still looking for some more Benoits out there. Another Michaels. How about two more Batistas? You know, this Batista, he's got a little too big a head. You can compare him to this guy. A million different Batistas, as we all know. There's one box down. We got a big box to go, so I appreciate you guys all hanging in. Hopefully this interests you. I'm sure if you're not into Jakks figures, you probably already got out of here. You got out of Dodge already. But here we go. Rey Mysterio. Hope you like him. There's Rey. There's another Rey from the 2-pack Batista box set. Pink Mysterio. They put Mysterio in every single color under the sun. I truly believe that. I don't know if there's a color he wasn't done in. There's a nice a nice dark black, matte black. More Batistas. You know, I'm going to tally it up. Once I get this figure room all set up and everything, we'll see who had the most Jakks figures. I'm sure it's out there, but it'll be fun to guess. It's got to be Rey Mysterio or Batista is my first hunch. Possibly Cena. They just made a ton, but you know that's the way toys go. Vladimir Kozlov, a cool one. You know, his Mattel Elite is really underrated and getting harder and harder to find all the time. Here's one. You know, this would be Hot Garbage of the Week. It's not. I love this figure though, but this is Jakks. You know, Jakks gets a bad rap, as a lot of us know. Well, a lot of it's for stuff like this. Here's the Mick Foley from the Hardcore Mick Foley ring, but Jakks couldn't finish the back. He said, we'll put the front flannel, but the back, nah, we'll just skip out. Nobody will notice. Nobody will notice that. So that's what gives Jakks a bad rap, among other things. Chinese New Year was one that was fun, but, you know, I love the quirkiness of it. How about Shad and JTG? There you go. From the Treacherous Trio 3-pack with Cena. And we got another JTG from the Adrenaline 2-pack, the exact same figure minus the hat. Hey, we'll take the hat away and people will buy it. Uh-oh, alert, alert, alert. We get to the Hot Garbage of the Week. The Shad, all scratched up on the white there. Very disappointing. Got this in the mail in a lot. Not too worked up about it because I needed the rest, but hate getting stuff like that. It'll be a placeholder for now, but this is Hot Garbage of the Week. Boo! See you later. Kane. More Kane. How about Trish Stratus? This is a very popular Trish Stratus. I didn't mind the face on Trish here. You know, I've seen worse, that's for sure. Another Trish Stratus. How about Kurt Angle? Another guy with 1,000,000 figures with gold medal. Chavo Guerrero. Victoria. Matt Hardy. We know the Hardys have 1,000,000 figures. How about Melina? Another Melina. Very similar to the Candice Michelle. I'd have to look. They're almost identical, same figures, just different heads. Some more La Resistance 2-pack. I believe I am finally done. I got the red, the white, and the blue, and the baby blue, and the single figures. I think I have all members of La Resistance and all their figures. How about Chris Jericho Adrenaline? I got 2 of the same figures. One came in a lot, and one I actually bought on mistake. Little interesting. One's got blonder hair. This one has darker hair. Besides that, similar. So I don't know what's up with that. One has wrist tape. One doesn't have wrist tape. I don't know if it was a running change, a variant, just one of those type things, but very interesting. A favorite of mine. I was very happy to get this one. Another guy, only figure ever. Sylvester Terkay. You know, look at that face scan. That looks identical to Cassius Ohno Mattel. This could be used for a Cassius Ohno custom. A little pricier figure, but looks spot on just like him. That's what it looks like. Oh, what do you know? Batista. Haven't seen him before. JBL. White hat JBL. Hat does not want to stay on too well. It looks totally goofy. But JBL in the blonde. The blue shorts. How about classic superstar Mr. Perfect Jim Ross? Both in a lot I picked up. You know, they'll fit in somewhere. I'll figure out something to do with them. How about a very, very hard to find Coach figure? I also have the glasses. But this one is very hard to find from the Treacherous Trio 3-pack. How about Eddie Guerrero from Adrenaline 2-pack with Ray's mask? Kevin Thorne, one of 2 Kevin Thorne figures. There you go. Another Chavo Guerrero from a Treacherous Trio 3-pack. It's amazing how they could get a lot out of these guys. How about the Coach? Another Coach. Can never have enough coaches, I guess. I really like this figure. A lot of people didn't like Heidenreich, but you know how I am about face-painted wrestlers. They also have this one with no face paint. Elijah Burke. Second Elijah Burke of the day. And Christian. A lot of Christian figures. Yeah, we'll save that guy. No, we'll get into him right now. How about one of the hardest 2-packs ever released in the Jax Ruthless Aggression line? Extremely hard to find. Nobody bought this. It was a Kmart exclusive back in the day. It was a 2-pack. Rene Dupree and Akira. No, who was it? Sakata. I think that's right. Having a brain blockage right now, but extremely hard to get 2-pack. Very, very rare. I would say one of the hardest 2-packs, or one of the hardest figures to track down in the Jax line. There's a lot of deep cuts in that line, but this one is extremely hard to find. These are both Lucy Mint, and part of the selling point, too, is the accessories. A table that only came with them. A lamp. You need a lamp. But then Fifi, the dog, the poodle. Look at that. Harks back to my dog Lemmy from other videos, maybe. But this is an extremely hard to find 2-pack. I'm so happy to cross this one off my list. I thought this one would really pain me down the line. But fortunately, I found it this week. I picked it up in that lot. Extremely happy to have that off the list. There's a lot of still ones that are pretty hard to get. There's like an Australian John Cena that's up there that I'm really dreading having to buy that one because, you know, you got to be complete, but at the same time, you hate spending $75 on a John Cena little box figure. And there's a few other things. I really need to get that Ultimo Dragon in box. That's another extremely hard one that does not show up a lot. But we'll get there. Stay tuned to weekly purchases. We'll eventually have it for you. Shelton Benjamin. How about another Eddie Guerrero? You know, one thing that's going to be the death of me is I got to go through with a checklist on all these figures. I got about 10 different pages of different checklists. I meticulously go through, cross them off. I have 3 different online things I use to check figures off of. It is a heck of a lot of work, and this is going to take me a half a day at least. There's so many little nuances and changes. Matt Stryker, Funaki. I mean, that is the worst part. It is fun, you know, getting around your figures, setting them up and doing it, but boy, it's tedious and it's a lot of work. 2 more Eddie Guerreros. Really like this one. How about Mark Jindrak in green? I need the gold Jindrak from Treacherous Trios, I believe. That's a hard one. I almost had that thing for $7 on eBay this week, and of course, I had a work conference call, got distracted, missed out on it. Very, very disappointing. Teddy Long, Adrenaline 2-pack. I do have the glasses with this, a very hard accessory. Paul London. Dare I forget Brian Kendrick. Kendrick in London in blue. Now here this one really excited me. This is a pretty hard to get one. London and Kendrick in purple. Purple set was in the tag team belt. Came with Jack's Kids belt and these 2 in them. Some of those sets are really hard to get and track down. I don't really want the belts at all. I'll get them if I have to. I need the figures. So there's a lot of figures in those areas that I'm trying to get still. How about Finley? I love the Finley figures. I hate how he's looking down. There's no adjusting his head. He's looking straight down. It's like, why is he looking at his shoes? Drive me nuts. Super Crazy. Love Super Crazy in ECW. WWE, not so much, but love Super Crazy. How about Farouk? You know, normally it would say damn, but it says Farouk for the kids. And rightfully so. How about a very hard to find 2-pack right at the very end of the Jakks days? Natalia Tyson Kidd. I believe this is Natalia's first ever figure. She had one around the same time in the Classic Superstars line with her dad, Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Here we go, an RVD ECW figure. Comes with the belt. One of my favorite figures from the line with the thumb pointing. Love RVD. Another Kurt Angle. We're keeping it going. Shelton Benjamin. And it happens every week. Here it is, the Randy Orton. We're going to call this Hot Garbage of the Week Part 2. Just because I cannot stand that head scan. He just looks ridiculous. Like you want to slap him. I don't know. Can't stand it. Another one that's pretty hard to find. Beth Phoenix's first figure. Purple. I'm just not a big fan of the mold Jakks used on their female figures, but you got to get them. How about Kelly Kelly from the ECW line? Another Kurt Angle. How about in Edge? Hold him there. With briefcase. Another Christian. All right, 2 of my favorites. The Big Show. With hair, without hair. This one's got the cloth singlet. This one does not, but has a beard. A lot of people say I got the facial resemblance of the Big Show. I'm like a young Big Show. The Little Show. How about Mickey James? Online exclusive. A pretty hard one to find. I was just fine getting this cheap loose. As much as I would have liked to have it in the box, I can live with that. I'm not that big of a Mickey James collector. How about another Funaki? Can never have enough Funakis. Oh my gosh, not again. That Randy Orton head scan. Just going to be the death of me. Tajiri. You know, there's slight differences in the Tajiris. There's the red pants. This is the blue one you don't see very often. One has the Japanese insignia on it. There's also an ECW one that has like Chinese stars. Still hunting that one. I'll have that one soon. How about another Fit Finley? Love the figures, love the head scan. I just hate that you can't adjust. He's always looking down. We'll arch in there. Now he's looking right. There we go. We've got Hornswoggle right here. I don't know if you can see him, but we'll put Finley right up there with him. Getting down to the end of it. How about Boogeyman? I always liked this one a lot. I had an unboxing video a couple days ago with guest star Chucky. My daughter loves to dress as Chucky. Maybe she'll visit us in some other videos. You never know. But there's the Boogeyman with pure red face. Jamie Noble. This is a replacement for one I had that was a little smudged up, not up to my standards. We'll use this one in the collection. The other one we'll give to the kids, or we will put in the crowd scene. Here's a pretty hard to find one. Stephanie McMahon from the Adrenaline series. A 2-pack with Triple H. And getting down to it, Gregory Shane Helms. Right there. And the last figure of the crazy week in Jakks, another Booker T. I also unboxed a Booker T Charmel 2-pack this week. This is a different one with a crown like you should have. So I was very happy to get that. But that wraps it up. That's the end. There's the box. See you later. I appreciate everybody watching this video and sticking with me to the end. We're about a half hour in. A lot of good Jakks figures. We're getting closer to the goal, getting these all done. We'll be there. I don't know when. It would be great if I could finish this in 2020. I'm not sure. There's some rare ones, but we'll find them. But I appreciate you guys for sticking with me, watching the show, watching weekly purchases, watching my other videos. So don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to comment on there. Tell me what's going on. Love to hear your guys' opinion and thoughts and recommendations and so forth. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's awesome how many subscribers we got here just in the first 3 weeks. We're kicking a lot of butt out there, and I appreciate each and every one of you guys for watching along. Follow me on social media at SirPaul64 on Twitter, at @the_Kyle_Peterson on Instagram. And until next time, we'll see ya.